Okay, I'm gonna make making a video here to discuss how you can use an access point like this, which is a Linksys EA 7500, or other access points like this EA 9500, to provide internet for your whole house. The only difference between the EA 7500 and the 9500 I just had on the screen were obviously the Wi-Fi might be a little bit better with the 9500 having more antennas, and it obviously has many, like eight Ethernet ports where this only has four. So, but the only real requirement is that it's compatible with this OpenWrt software that has to be installed on it, and it also has to have USB ports on it. And this one actually has two. One is USB 3, and the other one's USB 2. And you should be able to plug in a USB cable, and then on the other end you have it attached to your USB phone. So USB phone I'm actually using for this video is obviously a T-Mobile phone with a 5G capable SIM card in it. So it actually performs a lot better than what the service I had with CenturyLink, which was DSL, which was rather problematic, and pretty much just disconnected about every few minutes. And on some days, so basically it kind of made it more or less unusable. But this actually works really well, and it's just basically the most basic setup for an access point to use wireless for your internet. But you can also use the same access point to provide whole house internet with DSL service, cable service, or even possibly wireless. I just don't know about any of that because obviously I live out in a rural area, and the only good service is really cellular service, and I don't have access to cable service or fiber or anything advanced. So, but I really don't need it because obviously, what I have in this setup actually works for me. And so, I'll be back to further explain how to configure everything, but off the phone. So I'll be back. And as you can see now, in the upper right hand corner there, you can see that the 5G signal is full bars. And just to test it, I'm going to use the speed test and check what the current speed is. And obviously you can see it's on this phone. Looks like the speed average is still in the 80 megabit per second range. And the upload is going to be in probably around the 12 to 13 to 14 range. And so essentially the the speed on your computer may be some part of that, and all you have to do is plug your phone into the access point, and at that point you're going to hear the buzz on this phone, and from the pull down list I'm going to choose the very bottom item on this phone, which is having to do with a USB connection, and I'm going to choose USB tethering. So at that point, basically, you should be able to go on your computer or any other device that uses internet, and it should be able to access the internet directly. It may not be at the theoretical speed of what's on the phone, but it should be more than reasonable for to use the internet. So I was just going to show you the other way of getting to the tethering menu, and that would be here, where I'd actually just choose. I'll go back here. I'm just going to do this again. So I went into settings, network and internet, and then from there hotspot and tethering, and from there I'm going to choose USB tethering. And at that point, like I say, would be, you'd be your access point would be connected to the internet, and everything would be ready to use. So when I get to my computer, I'm going to just do some testing of the internet connection from this phone to the access point to the internet. So I'll be back. Okay, have the access point connected to the cell phone and tethering turned on, and everything located in the area where the phone would get the best signal. And so the only other thing is that I'm connected via Ethernet rather than Wi-Fi, but you would actually have to watch out when you're connected to Wi-Fi that you're getting a good signal with your Wi-Fi connection, along with your 5G connection, in order to get the best speeds possible. So you can see I'm not quite getting the speed that I would get on the phone, but I'm getting it looks like pretty much just about a quarter of what the speed is on the phone, which is still very acceptable. So like I say, it's almost 22 megabits per second. When it was previously using CenturyLink, I was only getting about 1 megabit per second with continuous or continual disconnections, and having to reconnect, which pretty much made the service unusable. So and in theory, if the device was actually configured right, I would be able to provide internet service that utilize multiple connections, or say if you could use your DSL connection along with your Wi-Fi, not your Wi-Fi, but your 5G or 4G LTE connection, to provide internet, so that there's always at least one internet connection that might be working. And there's also ways that you can actually set up an internet connection to multiplex, or use the combined speeds of all the connections to provide a much faster connection to the internet than just using one. So it doesn't look like I can actually get to the web page, but I think I guess I was wrong. But essentially, with a properly configured access point, you should basically be able to plug in a cell phone that has theoretical unlimited internet service, and provide whole house internet, including all devices that actually can use internet in your home. The access point would keep the phone charged for the time it's connected, and then you can just, if you decided you needed to, you have multi-use of the phone, you can just simply unplug it and take it to use while you're at work for voice, text, and data. And then when you get home, you just basically plug it back in, turn on tethering, and you're back to being able to use it for internet service in your house. So essentially, that's it. I guess if you have any questions, just feel free to contact me, and if I can answer them, I will. But thanks for watching the video.